Hey guys, how's it going? Tmanplays here with another Warno ranked game for you today, and we're gonna be playing as third armored. I've seen it been requested quite a few times, so gonna post a video on YouTube about it today in ranked, and we're against a pretty solid opponent here at George GTP. He's in the top 100. Forgot his exact rank. I think it's around 60 something, but he's gonna be playing the 79th guards. So in terms of our deployment, taking use of these snipers here. We got one going to this area just to spot any type of armor he puts here. Maybe if he's crossing this field, the other one just going to sit here in case he tries to sneak some infantry, recon or something into these trees. Also can spot things if I lose this. Other sniper just going to be sitting here, giving me a nice view over the open. This way I can see if he's crossing too, and I don't have the recon here, so it's more likely to survive in this tree line unless he specifically gets some recon on his own or a vehicle there to pass through that. Command for the left, another command going for the right side, moving it to over here, just because I don't want to put it in the usual spot of this corner. I have some stingers as well moving up to help protect that. And then some mech rifles, another stinger heading here. Lots of things heading into this tree line to basically watch over this open field there. Going to be trying to utilize these M2A2 Bradleys. Really nice with their 5 front armor, 4 side armor there. Not sure why it keeps going away, but the upgraded armor package on the M2A2 so makes this really nice. This deck's also really built around using these Bradleys. So we have 2 for the right, 2 for the left. Chaparral also heading there, just relying on 3 stingers for my A on the right side. Have one M1A1 as well, just to help kind of if the T80BB comes through or something heavily armored, it'll focus the M1A1, allows our Bradleys to get those TOE2s to really mess our enemy up there. As now the stat card's finally staying. But yeah, really good unit. Just got to be careful not to lose it. So we see right off the bat, our opponent here has a T80BK, T80BV, and some recon on this left-hand side. So trying to get these Bradleys to fire range. We do soak one shot. Unfortunately missed the TOE2. So have to smoke. Unfortunately smoke just a little too late there. Now other Bradley gonna open up. Gets shot by a tank round there. Do get a nice TOE2 hit on the BK. And well, then I smoke again trying to avoid the missile, but lose both Bradleys here. So we're in some trouble. I bought the A10 to hopefully come in as these were distracting his tanks. See him smoking. Just going to decide to go after the Mott Razvedka, and of course, I get one-shotted by the Kub there. First missile hits me, so forced to pull away. At least we have an M1A1 heading this direction. Gonna go ahead and pull out my command. Even though we did kind of force him to retreat there, he still has the recon moving through and everything, and I just don't really have enough here to defend this. As we see, this Mott Razvedka would have killed my command there, so just pulling back, and he sees that, so it looks like he's gonna start trying to attack. On this right-hand side, haven't really seen any movement from him, so I'm just deciding to go ahead and move up because he does have quite an investment of forces on this side. So just going to decide to go ahead and try and move all these guys to capture this position since it looks like he is going to take this left-hand side for now. But the Abrams now in a good spot. Can deal with the Igla out in the open. Kind of shut down this road with anything that comes through here. Fireteam Dragons, I have him in this building for this exact scenario in case he kind of gets through. Unfortunately, we're missing some shots there. And the Mott Razvedka being able to spot all this is really troublesome for me. We do see the command T80BK though, getting some nice hits on that. Just need one more to kill it, but he does realize and smoke. And then reinforcement wise, just bring in an AT4 so that we can get close to this T80 here. An ITO just to kind of sit here. Since our Bradleys went down, we want something a little bit more stealthy. And then an Apache just to come in to help deal with this at range, since we do kind of have the chaparral here already. But don't have any recon in this area. I was getting hit by some type of probably T80 missile there, so just had to pull back. I got my AT4 really lucky in there, as we didn't see the T80BV and it did fire a shot. Thankfully, it didn't miss there, so that allows me to just kind of move through these buildings. You can see I'm just gonna quick hunt, basically all the way to where that tank is. I decided instead of putting my toe here, I'm actually just gonna go ahead and take the risk, put it in this little tree line because it can then hit the coop from there. So I'm gonna move over the sniper a little bit in case he does start firing at the toe. That way he still doesn't know the sniper's there. Apache gonna arrive, forces this T80BV back. We do see an Igla though, so you can see right away. I'm gonna start running these dragons towards where that came from. Also gonna lower the altitude of the Apache so that it doesn't just keep taking Igla shots. On the right though, we're making some progress. We have kind of cleared out this whole area. He has been at a +2 this whole time, but we know his CV is more than likely in this area now because we do have the sniper here, so it can't be over here. Um, and then we see just all these units he has here. A lot of tanks and APCs and whatnot, so gonna be forced to pull some of that back. He has some kind of tank here that hit my Bradley M2A2, so just trying to be a little careful there. And our infantry is slowly clearing him out on the side. Yeah, we can see he's also got T80BVs in reserve back here. So I'm just trying to maintain control of the buildings, get kind of these toe 2 shots from afar to hit some of these things. Unfortunately, my sniper did reveal himself here, so I'm just trying to pull him back and then go back into the action that way. And then on the left, we can see my Ito here has really great vision on these tanks trying to cross the open. So we can just kind of shut down this push from this armor here. So just fling another Ito at him. But he does get back into the smoke and retreat. But now that I spotted the Igla, I move up the Apache as well. Just gotta rocket that guy down. I do take one hit there, but now the Igla's been dealt with, so now I can start dealing with these T80BVs. Get a nice hit there from the Ito, push up my M1A1. Fortunately, missed that shot, but I can keep up the attack now because I know we've kind of got him on the run at this point. Gonna try and get a Hellfire to hit that, but he does start firing some Strellas at me. Fortunately, I realize just a little too late there, and well, we end up losing the Apache, and we lost the M1A1. So, very unfortunate set of events. I did resupply my Ito though. Now I'm trying to just pull the supply back to heal everything else. New M1A1 is there though, and since I know I got this cleared, gonna finally move back in that CV. So we did clear out this right-hand side, pushed this CV out of the corner, just trying to basically heal everything up, pull my damaged infantry back, move up some more mech rifles. He does have quite some armor coming this direction, though. He also has some infantry in my town, so we are slowly losing this. So we want to hold this +2 for as long as possible. Try and at least get back to even on the scoreboard. Really tough engagements happening here, just trying to keep my stuff alive. And then lots of conquerors coming in from these BMP2s and whatnot. So just going to go ahead and pull back, repair. No need to risk that. The Ito getting some free shots on this T80BV ICD. And then going to try and move around this Bradley again, just to get some more fire support here for our damaged mech rifles. So another M1A1 up now, and that's really going to help kind of solidify my hold over this area. Basically just trying to get more supply for all these damaged units. I'm also running this supply from over here to help because we don't really need it in this area anymore. And we can see my Ito up here, getting another free shot on this T80BV. I'm going to force him to use his smoke, but now that he has this helicopter here, he can spot my Ito. So we are going to be shortly going down there. Lots of misses coming from his side, though. And unfortunately gets the stun there right before my Ito was probably about to get a hit. This Saito, though, will get him healed up so he can move back into this building, try and hit some of these tanks again. Bradley here gets a nice toe 2 hit on that T80BK. And then now we move this Ito back up, forces these tanks to kind of move back again. Fortunately, no hit there. You can see we're just bringing in a lot of logistics. We do have an Apache now that's going to kind of sit in the back, force him to bring up A. He does have an Eagle here, though, which already tags me on the first shot there. So 20% EC. I'm not doing me any favors. Just going to pull this guy back and then land him next to the UH-60A here, so we can get him nice and healed up. And then this was really unfortunate. I moved this guy up thinking that because I had the mech rifles here, he didn't have anything there. But yeah, end up getting 2-shot by his AT there, and we end up losing basically a full health Abrams. So that was very unfortunate. Still have 2 Abrams there, but yeah, 250 points down the drain just instantly. And now he's pushing on this left side again. We're in some trouble. Took 2 shots there from a T80BV. And yeah, I'm just going to decide to move this guy completely out of the zone because he is going to take that out if he gets there. So we want to keep this guy alive. Don't want him to get that kill. Do get a nice hit from the Dragon 2 there, at least. And then, well, I see the supply here. I know I have the Dragon still here. So I'm just going to move this tank basically to steal the supply. Do have the Thunderbolt coming in, hoping that the Cube doesn't hit me with the first shot this time. Maybe I can at least get a tank or 2. So get the first shot off, get a nice side shot on a T80BV. Unfortunately, though, we do get tagged with another Cube. So gonna go ahead and pull out there. But we do get a BV IZD, so that is a good kill for us. And now I have the HA showing up as well to help kind of lock this down. Did have to pull my CV out of the zone, though, so that puts our opponent back at a +2. So my point advantage here going to be shortly lived as he is back in this zone as well. But I am moving across several of my units now. Unfortunately, the Bradley there gets hit by the tank as I didn't have the M1 in front of it. Apache also wasn't there to really cover. And I'm trying to get some recon up so that I can kind of see more of this stuff that's here, as well as just heal all these mech rifles so that I can kill like this motor strokey here so I can push some armor through this side. But I'm being pretty aggressive here because I don't think he has much there. He did pull out his CV, which stops his tick, so that's nice. And then I have just 2 tanks basically coming in. He does put it back in, though. And you can see I'm also moving my sniper and my stinger around the edge here just to see if I can spot with the recon kind of what's on the edge of this area. So finally take out the motor strokey there, but now we have a problem just of all these VTR 80s all over the place. We do see his T80 BBK with our sniper here. That's giving us good vision. And then our 2 M1A1s just kind of sitting at the edge trying to get some of this infantry that's moving in. Unfortunately, the sniper or the scout there gets spotted by his recon, and yeah, our TOW just gonna get gunned down by all the stuff he has there. So forced to pull that back for now until we can deal with all this infantry. Did get another A10 just to fly around, maybe hit the command, hit some of the tanks in the rear. So just trying to find a shot. He does smoke his command though, so he's smart about that. And then of course he's already got 2 cubes up over there, so we get tagged by the second cube shot. Third cube shot actually takes us down. So pretty unlucky there and unfortunate with our A10, especially as we were at max range with all those shots. But the Abrams now still going to be doing a good job of just dealing with some of this infantry in the open. One of them trying to deal with the tank, the other one firing at the infantry. Just going to go and smoke the one that he was firing the missile at. So I just pushed back up because I'm desperate to try and destroy some of these BMP2s at this point, but we do lose it. So now I'm just trying to kind save what I can because we're getting massively overwhelmed in this point now. I'm also running this Abrams to the side to try and get this AA, which we do get there. I feel like after I took out that AA, I can move up this Apache. So you can see now we're going to move up the Apache, knowing that we took out the AA. We see Metis firing at my recon, or my supply helicopter there, so that's a bit unfortunate. The Apache here, trying to hit this logistics vehicle. Not doing too great of a job, though. Does finally get the kill, but we don't have any vision on this T-80 BBK, so we are struggling to find shots there. Just kind of gradually moving him up. And unfortunately for me, an Igla starts firing at my Apache. Not able to see really where it is. So I do change the altitude to low. I move up my M1 to try and get the kill there. Unfortunately, we leave it on 1 HP. And he also gets the hit on me. So now I'm forced to pull this back. I was really hoping to get the kill there on that, but unfortunately did not. On the bottom here, he is starting to advance again. I do have now 2 fire teams in here. We've stopped the tick. He's nearly 100 points ahead of us, though. We got to be really careful here with how we want to take these engagements. So I'm going to go ahead and move up both of my tanks because, you know, a 2v1 situation, it's kind of always what you want to have, the tank versus tank fight. So we get a nice shot on with the HA. It's going to force him to at least pull back, and then the double M1s here can really do a nice job against his recon. So now I'm just going to fully attack him. Because I feel like he doesn't really have anything to deal with my heavy tanks. We did just highly damage that BV as well, so we should have momentum on our side. So we're getting some nice hits on this BV here. It doesn't look like we killed that one. We did kind of tag him, though. Again, just 1 HP left. Story of my life at the moment. Leaving a lot of his tanks on 1 HP. And yeah, on the right side, we're having a lot of issues. I managed to pull back some of my mech rifles. I've got at least an HA here to kind of hold this open area. Got more mech rifles coming into this tree line to help. But yeah, his BVs are basically overwhelming me here. The mech rifles aren't really enough to deal with it, so I'm getting another Apache to sit here, as well as some AT4s in case he just keeps coming into this tree line area. But we are fully pushing on the left. We did do enough to capture his zone. I smoked my tank, but it got side-shotted by the SU there. Not sure why it was facing that direction, probably towards his tank. But yeah, so he gets a nice side shot there. One chaparral, not going to be enough to deal with that. I am kind of lacking A here, so I pay for that. I do have another HA, though, so that can at least help hold off this area. Just trying to find these tanks. Moving these guys a little dangerously at the moment. But an HA, going to be able to tank some shots. This allows the M1 to also do some nice damage. Fortunately, picking some weird targets here. Should really just focus down the one. But I do get the 1 kill, pull the other one back, trying to finish his other BV ICD, and thankfully we get the finishing blow there. So, not terrible trades. We just need to get these guys healed up before we attack with them again. And basically keep our momentum, because we have basically lost this right-hand side. Apache getting tagged with an Igla, trying to pull it back. He does have several units of infantry in here now, so we got to be pretty careful with that. And I'm just trying to pull this guy back and land him behind the tree line, but unfortunately his plane comes in for another run. It does kill my Apache there. Other Apache I just have hidden behind this little tree line area, so I can kind of pop him up in case he brings out a tank here or something. Fire off some Hellfires. And on this side, the Stinger unfortunately missed a couple shots there against the Mi-8. So now he's going to be able to spot this, as well as my sniper. And, well, all my recon that I had kind of on the back of his point gets found out here, so we are going to lose our vision there. Here, I was just driving these guys to get them in range so that they can use their AT4 against the BTR-80. So that's good. We at least find the hit there. And now, since I have these 2 AT4 guys here, I can kind of move my mech rifles to be the tank against all these other infantry squads. Another A-10 coming in as well, just because I'm going to try and pick out some of these BBs. You can see I did raise my Apache up just for this reason, trying to get a Hellfire on. We do at least get the Hellfire hit, but an SU-25 comes out of the invisibility cloak there, does destroy our Apache, and well, Coops firing away, trying to get out of range of those again. We got to be careful with this HA too, because I know that's probably going to be his next target. But for now, just letting it fly. We're keeping a close eye on this SU-25. We see he is coming in towards us, so I'm immediately going to smoke this guy off. Don't want to play any games with that. Getting a Phantom AA to help deal with this. And then moving across my Thunderbolt to try and get the T-80BV. Unfortunately, we do miss. Get a nice hit with the Ito, though. He's almost dead. Doing another pass. Fortunately, another miss there. Another miss there. And, well, then we get shot down. So 3 misses on the T-80BV ICD there. RNG not doing me any favors. And we're just barely clinging on to life in this point. Thankfully, the HA at least now doesn't have to worry about the SU-25. So we can at least stay here for a little bit longer until another one comes around. On the left, though, he did get back in this point. So that stopped our tick. We did heal up our HA, though. Our M1 still in decent enough shape. Recon letting me know that he just has the BV here. So I'm trying to move around the HA to be able to find this BVK. But line of sight, we just kind of miss him there. Finally find him, get one shot off. Not sure if we hit or not. And, well, we don't have recon in this area now, so I don't really want to push blindly with my tanks. So just going to go ahead and pull back. We at least have the sniper here. So if he does kind of peek out anywhere along this tree line, our tanks should be in a good shape to be able to find that. Looks like he does pull the CV out of the zone as well, so that puts me at another +2, which I'll take all the points I can get right now because this right-hand side's looking a little rough. I end up getting a Phantom just to kind of loiter around, just so I can see any SU-25 that's going to presumably come in for this HA, because we are causing him some problems. And, well, Phantom unfortunately gets a little too close to the AA, so gonna get tagged there and be forced to evac. And then on this side, I'm getting tagged by the Metis and the BVIZD, so I don't really want that to continue happening. Don't want to get side shot either, so try and turn the front armor to get away from that. And, well, he's just gonna try and chase me down now, so gonna go ahead and pull back quite a bit here because he is on the move. Over here, though, my Merc Rifles, I pulled him back to basically get the last supply from this, heal up as much as possible as I'm now running the AT4 guys forward. And then my 2 Bradleys here, I'm just going to keep them in this tree line so that they have some stealth. And I'm moving forward with the Dragons to basically make sure this other side's clear. We can see he has the BBK there, which he is going to smoke. And then I have a couple planes here, some HE bombers. Basically, I just want to finish off this tank. So yeah, gonna finish off the tank, deal with the Metis. That's at least some problems dealt with. We do lose one of our Phantoms. The other one desperately trying to get out here does get tagged with 1 missile. Trying to dodge, unfortunately gets shot down. The 2 Chaparrals here trying what they can. Thankfully do get the counter kill. And my HA, for quite a bit of damage here, survives on 1 HP. Move forward these Bradleys to kind of help with this, but yeah, he's got helicopters galore. And Chaparral, not quite in position to deal with it now. Finally, they move into position, get a nice hit on the Me-24P there. Double Chaparral now firing, destroy his attack helicopter, and there goes the recon. So that's kind of the AA I needed all along. We see his Su-25 just kind of sitting there in the rear. His Resveka Superior spotted this, so forced to pull that back. My command not in the best spot. There's not really another location for it. I've gone ahead and ordered some more supply to this area because I just need this infantry to stay alive. Committed the Phantom also to the Su-25, just because if I can deal with this, it'd mean that I could rely more upon my HAs. Unfortunately, he survives on 1 HP again. So the story continues. of a lot of his units just surviving on that 1 HP. Uh, you know, not great, not great. Really need to finish those off. But we see he's got some type of ATGM here. It's firing at my M1. I did at least clear this side again, which puts me at a +2. Um, moving up my HA again, just to keep him from advancing against my CV here. And then trying to get some more recon up because our scouts are pretty low. Just need to keep the recon up so our HA can keep firing. Ito gonna try and get hit on that T80B. He does end up reversing all the way though, but our AT4s are here now, so if he does push back up, we should be able to get some nice AT4 shots on him. As you can see, the range there. Pretty nice range if he comes back through this area. But basically, reinforcement-wise, just more scouts, more supply for my damaged tanks and whatnot over here. And then some AT4s so that I can unload them here, make sure that he doesn't get back in on this side. I just kind of hold this building if possible. And then I want to keep this Ito supplied because that kind of forces him to not really have any vehicles here because it forces him to have to deal with this. Mech Rifle's also in a pretty decent spot, but just going to try and get these guys basically more ammunition for them. So we are going to get more ammunition. Unfortunately, this is spotted by the BMP2s, and it does go down. So we do lose our supply there. I really should have put him more into the tree line, but now I'm just going to decide, okay, well, just going to move this guy up, hide him behind the tree line here so that those BMP2s can't actually fire at me. HA here gets a nice hit on the B. Unfortunately, the tracks are broken for another minute here. Do kill the T80B, though. And while you see I'm already just queuing a little reverse order, but gotta wait another 45 seconds for that. More recon though, getting to the front just in case he decides to poke anything else out. So at this point, I've got my infantry up here, just trying to strengthen this side. Basically just keep him from getting back in this point because that allows me to keep this +2. And then even if I do lose this, that way we're at least even on the scoreboard. I'll just have to hold this. So I'm still investing a little bit here, but most of my points are now coming to this side because he's going to be forced to get back into here if he wants to basically get another +2 tick against me. We see his command here, the Ito. A good decision to keep this guy resupplied because we are getting some free hits on this T80 BVK. As another Ito is going to come in, get a nice hit. And he hasn't noticed this yet, so just going to keep firing. Another Ito shot does get another nice hit. Finally notices, smokes that guy off, presumably going to pull him back, but that at least forces him to have to heal that up, use more supply, delay his advance for quite a while. Trying to get an Ito here in case he sends some more of those T80s and whatnot up. That way the HA can engage him from the front. The Ito can maybe get like a side shot or something. And then I also have another M1A1 that was going to try and move up to here to help deal with some of this infantry in the area. But we can see now his BMP2s and his T80BV is going to be able to spot my scouts here. And I don't have, I'm not inside that range to be able to do anything against them. Going to pull these guys back just a little bit. I want him to advance his tanks here. I want him to feel comfortable around here so that maybe I can hit him in the side. And my HA, I'm just trying to kind of keep it towards that max range so I can basically have the best advantage possible here. So getting some nice hits on the BV. He does start firing missiles galore at me, though. Going to decide just to go ahead and smoke off, pull him back quite a bit because we don't want to risk losing that HA. And then this Abrams trying to deal with the other T80B. Unfortunately, our recon there goes down, so now we're going to have some trouble seeing everything. Cobra, though, going to be able to hit the infantry that's running across on my tank. HA now, I tried to re-engage, but it just hit the metis there. That's not really the engagement we want to take, so just going to pull him back even further since we don't have any smoke anymore. As we're just allowing this guy to continue engaging, but then we take one hit too many. Don't want to risk losing him. Just going to pull everybody back. So we're getting a CV tank to try to get over to this corner. That way, it's going to force his tanks to kind of run this way, and maybe I can get an AT4 shot or something on him. I got another Cobra up just to help deal with some of the infantry, because I don't want to get infantry in this little tree line. That'd be really annoying to deal with, so I'm just focus firing on the Metis there. Get the BMP2 with the M1 as well. And, well, he has full control of the zone, but I have a nice point advantage at this point. With 10 minutes left, more closer to 9 minutes left at this point, he's still got to do something over here. And you can see I've got plenty of infantry kind of blocking him off now. I'm just running around supply everywhere to make sure everything is ready to go. I've got an ITO in this building now, which is going to make it harder for him to push down that road. And my tank now back in the corner, which is going to put me at a +2 again. Give me some extra points. Going to go ahead and smoke that guy off so we don't lose it. Unfortunately, the supply got a little too ahead of himself. And, well, just running the supply to the tank here, because what I can do now is, with the supply close, I can just keep healing up the smoke to this. And then whenever he decides to fire his ATGMs, I can just re-smoke my tank. So you see, I'm just letting it get a shot off. He hit me. I'm still wanting to take this engagement. Gonna fire another shot off, get another hit. Fortunately, he gets another hit on me. We see the ATGMs coming in, so just gonna decide to smoke again. And our HA now in a good spot. He's advancing without recon here, so that's just allowing me to pick off some of his units. I have my other hidden M1 here. But yeah, the HA gets both the T80B and the BMP2 there. On this side, mech rifles and the ITO doing a lot of damage to the T80B VK. And you can see just re-smoking my tank again because he knows he needs to get rid of this. So now he's kind of advancing where I want him to, where all my AT4s are around here. So I'm just watching, just waiting for my time to strike, because I know he's going to have to run when this HA eventually comes back up. So I'm hoping he'll retreat and like reverse into here, so that way I can just kind of hit him. Get a nice side shot there as soon as our smoke disappears. I want to continue this engagement. There we go. We get one T80BVK, or BV, I guess. Now I've got a bunch of Bradleys to cover the long range. You can see the AT4s now. I decided to move them closer. Get another T80BV there. Moving the other one to try and get the other BV. Get another nice hit. Just one more AT4 to fire. And we end up getting another T80BV. So he just lost a bunch of T80BVs there, which is now going to allow me to push forward with my HA and my Bradleys. I also moved my command just a little bit more forward. Unfortunately, the Bradley there gets taken out. And now I'm running these two Cobras over just to act as some kind of deterrent for him to advance. Recon Bradley, going to get a nice hit. Combination with the HA there, takes out a T80BVK. You can see already getting another hit, but we don't want to take a 2 versus 1. I'm running these Phantoms around because I know the Su-25 is coming. Unfortunately, one of them gets tagged with a missile. But you can see the HA at range, just the amount of damage it's doing against all his units. So we see the Su-25, we just go ahead and smoke off all these units around this area because we don't want anything to go down. And now I'm committing the Phantom to basically deal with that. Chaparral does at least get a nice hit. And then, unfortunately, our Phantom gets tagged by a Coupe there. So it does go down, but the Su-25 at least is forced to evac. So we don't have to worry about him coming for our tanks. But instead of risking it and having him bring up another Su-25, just going to go ahead and pull all these guys back to resupply. Big mistake here, though. I was actually reversing this guy into the tree line and got side-shotted by his T-80 there. So now I got to be really careful with my command tank, but I'm going to decide to keep him in the zone. Just run up a supply helicopter, kind of use the Bradley as bait for anything that might be trying to kill my command tank there. I finally healed up my M1 over here, so now we can advance from this axis. Still nothing really happening on the left. Fine to just sit here like that. The Recon Bradley going to get another piece of his AA. My Phantom just kind of sitting in the rear, just allowing him to stay here. Do force evac another MiG-23. Another command tank coming in for this corner. That way it kind of shifts some of the focus off of this one. We're not seeing any artillery fire though, so I'm happy just to let this guy sit there for now. And then more Bradleys coming up to the front just to kind of lock this area down. As we're still at a +2. There's only 4 minutes left here. Just over that amount of time to victory though. So we're not going to be able to get the full point total unless we push them all the way out of this zone, which I'm kind of wanting to do at this point. You can see all these tanks doing a really nice job of deleting these T-80Bs, especially with the Dragon there with a nice side shot. So running the AT-4 again to try and get some of the AA that I saw around here. The Dragon's going to be able to spot some of his units here. And I'm trying to get more supply so that I can resupply this Ito, just in case he does another push. But we see all his stuff retreating now, so we know, we must have him kind of on the run at this point. Do get a nice coup kill there. And now I'm just kind of advancing with my Bradleys. Not really seeing any resistance, so we're slowly pushing up our tanks as well. Pushing up some more AA support. Deciding to go ahead and run these Bradleys and M1s up the side because we know he's retreating. Got the Bradley in the open. It's kind of scouting for maybe an ATGM that'll fire at me. Routed another one of his planes. And now all these TOE2s kind of flying in, forcing his tanks to smoke and pull back further.
Yes, sir.
Running another supply helicopter here. I'm just kind of waiting to use these Cobras until I think all his AA is kind of out of the zone. But gonna go ahead and start moving everybody else up now. Phantom gonna be in charge of taking out one of these helicopters in a minute. But I also have the Chaparral here, which I'm gonna move forward because we don't want our infantry to die to these helicopters. We see the MiG-23 ML. It's time for the Phantom to do something about that. Fortunately, just a little too far back in the spawn there, so not able to do anything. But now I'm running forward with the other Bradleys. I basically got this one spotting anything that comes into the point. I got just around 2 minutes now. Still hasn't tried to really do anything on this left-hand point, so the game is mine. There's no way he can come back at this point. For me, it's all just about if I can push him out of this point in the next 2 minutes. But Chaparral going to be up, going to be hitting that Mi-24V. We saw the missile coming in for the Bradleys. Get a nice hit, forces him to move up just a little bit more, probably because he queued an order there. And trying to get one more hit. Fortunately, we don't get the other hit there to take out the helicopter. You can see now I'm just running up supply everywhere to heal everybody up, especially this Chaparral with only 3 missiles left. But we basically see it's all clear. So we're running up our armor behind everybody. Got just over a minute to try and accomplish our goal. Running forward with all the infantry now. And then we're just fast moving some of the other infantry. Still have my Cobras just sitting in the back waiting for basically the final like 30 seconds or so. As our Bradley's going to scout for us. Finally, last minute, move the Cobras forward. Let's find that CV. Let's increase that tick, and let's get the point total instead of just, getting the time limit victory here. I want to reach the 2,000 points. So Cobras come in, allows us to basically see what all he has here. One of them gets taken out by an Igla. The other one, though, presumably hitting the command. As we see now, it's a T-80B VK. Bradley's going to get a TOE2 shot right in there. Fires the other TOE2, trying to find that kill. See side armor, and, well, the M2A2 Bradley finding that nice kill against the T-80. Just going to keep charging through. well. 4 seconds left, 1 second to victory.
Successful.
We end up actually getting the point limit there as we reach our 2,000 point goal with 2 seconds to spare. But really good opponent. As we can see, he's ranked 80 now. I believe he was like 66 or something when I played him in this match. But we traded really well. Kills to losses. You can see our M2A2s, they did a pretty decent job. Kind of misused some of them in the beginning. But as long as you have a tank like to support them and all that, they can really put in a lot of work. M1A1 here. I believe this is what the one um, on the left side did a really good job cleaning up his attack force there. A10, we got one BB. HAs, though, you can see the amount of damage. At least this one did. The other one got two commands. So pretty good stuff. And then this fire team really changed the momentum on that right hand side, getting two of these T80 BVs, damaging another one, forcing our command tank, I believe, to get the kill on the other one. Really kind of changed the whole momentum on that right hand side. And then on his side, he did a really good job getting that HA Abrams on the side. Um, Basically, kind of overextended his push, uh, and then never really got back in on the left hand side. And if you don't do that, well, you got to push all the way to my back point, which is going to be really hard. But good game nonetheless. Hope this guy, I hope this showed you guys how to basically play third armored, at least on vertigo. Pretty fun division, pretty strong division. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Later.